Hi, this is Mama Naasira.
And I'm Dr. Joe of Spicy Tasty Vegan Cuisine.
We are excited, honored
Thankful and grateful
to be on this show. We would like to give praises and love for the folks out there who have supported us throughout the years. A big high five for the many people who have purchased our books and those who have spread the information. Today, many people are making the connection between what you eat having an effect on the way we look and feel. Your thoughts affect the very cells in your body, and our bodies require reasonable exercise to obtain optimum health. We have been in this field on health and nutrition for many years, and we would like to share some of that information with you.
We encourage you to do your own research as we are constantly evolving in our quest to learn more and apply this information for the healing and health of our bodies. So let's start off with some background information on us for those of you who may not know or have heard about us. I'm going to introduce my lovely wife, and she'll introduce me. Naasira Ageela, Mama Naasira, is a native San Franciscan, graduate from City College San Francisco, Associate Arts from the Library Technical Department, and a BA from New College of California. Naasira is a mother of 3 healthy sons, married over 40 years, noted vegan chef, health advocate, and entrepreneur with over 40 years cooking and catering experience. She has been on a plant-based lifestyle over 40 years and a vegan for 15. Many consider her, including myself, as the best vegan chef in the world.
Dr. Gregory Joe Bledsoe, affectionately known as Dr. Joe, is a Hastings Law School graduate, former teacher and educator for 30 years, Steps for Peace Award recipient, writer and performer of music providing positive, inspirational, and self-empowering messages, a health advocate, and married over 25 years. Dr. Joe is the founder and director of the Oakland Street Peace Festival. He has been a vegetarian for over 20 years and a vegan for 25. In 1973, while working as a lab tech assistant, I contracted hepatitis B from sticking myself with a needle when a patient suddenly moved while I was working as a phlebotomist at the UC San Francisco Medical Center. I was 19 when I became ill with a great deal of stomach pain. My eyes turned yellow and my stool was black. I did not know it then, but that needle stick turned out to be a divine blessing. When I became ill, I had no idea that the food we ate was supposed to nourish our bodies. My doctor warned me if I wanted to live, I would have to change my eating habits. The candy and fast food had to go. I began researching healthy foods and started on my journey from illness to wellness. I discovered the healing properties of fruits, vegetables, grains, herbs, and spices. Where I lived in San Francisco, there were many restaurants, health food stores, fruit stands, and I learned new and different ways to make healthy meals without meat. Over the years, I developed a method for preparing weekly meatless meals. This method was the way my mother and great aunts prepared their food for years. They would take 1 day a week to prepare most of the food, then add to and respice the food for the rest of the week.
I started off eating the soul food diet inherited from my parents. Chicken smothered with brown gravy, corn on the cob with melted butter and salt, greens cooked until they wore a dirty brownish color, having the life boiled out of them, candied yams and soft white yeast rolls, Kool-Aid, and cake would generally round out a typical Sunday meal. Sweet potato pies, smothered pork chops, red beans with neck bones and white rice, cinnamon rolls with white sugary icing, Hot water cornbread, gumbo, dumplings, chitlins, and the like came from my mother's kitchen. At the time, I did not know that diabetes, stroke, heart attacks, gout, blindness, and other health challenges were caused by the food we ate. At that time, I thought we were eating good. At the age of 14, I spent a lot of time with my Seventh-day Adventist friend and his family. They ate no pork or red meat, but they did eat lots of cheese and soy products. I lived with them for a while. I could say this was the beginning of my life without meat. Over the years, I stopped eating fish, then chicken. Cheese was the last to go, and I later learned of the dangers of unfermented soy.
I first met Dr. Joe in 1999 when I was working at a branch library in Oakland, California. He had gone there to replace some of his music. Library patrons enjoyed his music so much they did not return the music. I saw his music and said I would support him, and I purchased one of his cassettes. We spoke briefly, and he told me he was married. I was married at that time, but I looked forward to seeing and talking to him again. 3 years later, I saw him in a health food store in Berkeley, California. He told me he was no longer married, and I was no longer married at the time. I had recently moved to a new place and was living with a new roommate. When I described my roommate, he said he knew her. When I went home and told my roommate about this man, she said she knew him and thought we were very similar, had a lot in common, and said this man was the right connection for you. The next day, he invited me to lunch at the Organic Cafe. I put away the food and I was preparing for lunch and rode with him to the restaurant. We had a great time talking about many things we had in common. Then he asked me to join him the next day for a Stern Grove Music's concert in San Francisco.
Naasira brought the food she'd prepared the day before. Now, the food was displayed in all of its glory. Her food was amazing. It had smells, flavors, color, and incredible taste. From that day on, she had my attention. I began working with her, preparing food for ourselves and her many, many customers. I spent hours learning of Naasira's technique, washing, preparing, and cooking. I incorporated some of what I knew of baking and food preparation. And soon we spent lots of time in the kitchen talking, laughing, listening to music, dancing, and imagining the possibilities of providing this cuisine to help heal our people. I traveled with Naasira as she made deliveries to a lot of her very grateful customers. I observed the physical appearances and health changes in many of her customers over time. During this time, Naasira's phone was constantly ringing. Friends, relatives, co-workers, and colleagues were asking for her food. Many claimed the herbs and spices in the food helped them to lose weight and feel better. Some claimed that as a result of the food they were eating, they were no longer diabetic, constipated, or suffering with pain. Some said it was a combination of the healthy eating, the great taste, and the amazing flavors. But there was no way Naasira could keep up with the demands, and I suggested a cooking class for many of my friends, thinking, if you teach one to fish, they can fish for themselves. I thought that if we taught them how to cook, they could cook for themselves, and Naasira wouldn't have to work so hard. But I bet on the wrong horse. We started the cooking class, but the demand for Naasira's food only grew. So, we decided to retire from our respective jobs teaching and as a library tech, and to write a nutritional health guide with no soy and gluten-free recipes.
Our cooking classes were held once a month. In the classes, it was clear this was a great opportunity for folks to come together to socialize, prepare food, and share cooking experiences. Most were excited about the colorful food, combinations, smell, and taste. One even paid for classes for friends and relatives to attend. The donations given each class provided money to purchase the food for the next cooking class. We gave classes for almost a year. In June 2013, we called all our friends and relatives. We told them we were going to write a nutritional health guide and would be off the grid for a few months. We told them not to contact us or expect any calls or visits from us. Each month, we thought we would soon finish writing the books, but the rewriting and editing to address the many physiological differences between melanin dominant and melanin recessive and the types of food that best suits their bodies took more time to write than we anticipated. It took us 27 months with no TV or doorbell for us to write 3 books. All 3 books have the same title, Spicy Tasty Vegan Cuisine, but different subtitles. One is the Melanin Dominant, an informative health guide for the melanated people of color. Another book is for the general public, an informative guide to healthy living. And the last book is a kitchen companion, Eat Your Way to a Healthy Life. Each book contained more than 70 testimonies and over 50 gluten-free and non-soy recipes.
Before writing the book, we had many questions about health and nutrition, and we were sure others had many of the same questions. These questions, when answered correctly, would assist us on the path to a healthy transformation. We felt it was important to explain the meaning of nutritional terms simply and provide a basis for further study. Example questions include, what is GMO? What about soy? What is in the water? What causes prostate and uterine fibroid problems? What's the best cookware to use? What are the benefits of preparing food with herbs and spices? Is bottled water safe to drink? What is high fructose corn syrup? Are perms and weaves good for you?
Are all the nutrients lost when food is cooked in a microwave? Are vegetable oils good for our bodies? Where do you get the most protein, in vegetables or meat? What are the physiological differences between melanin dominant and melanin recessive? Should we consume table salt? The answer to these questions led us to more questions. This inspired us to provide information on all the areas we thought would be vital to know in achieving and maintaining optimum health. Our research of the various questions that were answered led us writing 1 book for the melanin dominant, 1 for the melanin recessive, a kitchen companion, and the various chapters in the books.
Chapters in the books include uterine fibroids, prostate, coconut and vegetable oils, most men are slow, forgiveness, cookware, microwaves, melanin, water, vegetables, vitamins, and more. Our intention was to provide a comprehensive nutritional health guide, and the 3 books were finally completed in August 2015. Word of the book's completion spread through the schools, colleges, churches, friends, relatives, colleagues, workshops, and radio appearances. The book was soon hailed as a masterpiece and called the Kitchen Bible. In May 2016, one of our books, an informative health guide for the melanated people of color, became the #1 bestseller nutritional health guide on Amazon, the largest bookstore in the world, and still is the #1 bookseller today. After touring many places throughout the United States, in September 2016, we were invited to the United Kingdom. We were so excited that we decided to pack up our things and begin a world tour. What a wonderful adventure would await us.